There is the China province of Haiyan, and I want to point out that you can actually see the stadium effect in here. The thunderstorms lean outward from the center as they grow upward in altitude. That's what's like a stadium. So imagine a football stadium and the thunderstorms kind of bend outward from there. That is a well-known property of highly developed tropical systems, and this is one of those, and this is a good visual representation of exactly that. Very few tropical cyclones make landfall in a highly developed state like that and preserve it inland just like this one did. As it moves into the mainland of China and or Vietnam over the next several days, it's going to weaken very quickly but deliver a lot of rain, no doubt, along its track, with flash flooding being a big problem. Now let's turn our attention and switch gears here to the Central Pacific. We got Tropical Storm Wally. A 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm, nothing like Typhoon Ramasoon, and probably going to weaken in the next several days as it does move closer to the Hawaiian Islands, but we think it'll probably be just a remnant low by the time it gets there, maybe bringing some rain showers along with it, but otherwise not too big of a deal, at least relatively speaking. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Dr. Postel. Meanwhile, we are in the heart and the heat of summer, and sometimes all you want to do is to cool down is take a sweet frozen treat.
Yeah, something like a cold slushie or a nice big shake. Well, sometimes you end up with that brain freeze. So what exactly causes brain freeze?
The Weather Channel's Scott Newell explains.
It happens when you eat stuff that's frozen.
I took a big bite of my ice cream, went to my jaw, through my brain, it just froze. I was numb for a second.
So I get brain freeze when I sip it in a shake, and it just goes right up there.
This is the drink that gets me, a slushie. Lots of ice, and you tend to drink it fast. And then it hits you right here. You know how that feels. Wow. Well, they call it a brain freeze, but there is an official name for it.
Cold stimulus headache.
Neurologist Dr. Stuart Tepper from the Cleveland Clinic explains what causes them.
We think it's caused by a set of receptors of nerves that actually perceive cold that are over the top of the mouth and in the back of the mouth. And those cold receptors tell the brain it's not only cold, but it hurts. They last about 15 to 20 seconds, and 2/3 of the time they are mild, but they can be more significant.
Slushies are most likely to cause the headaches. Ice cream comes in second. They occur twice as frequently in people who get migraines. Fortunately, cold stimulus headaches don't do any damage, and if you get one, just give it time.
Just stop eating it for a while and kind of wait for my body to warm up, I guess.
To minimize the chance of getting brain freeze,
slowly eating the ice cream may be better than quickly eating the ice cream.
And the surefire way is just to avoid cold treats altogether. Not a palatable solution to some.
No way. I'm going to keep on eating it.
You might say they just can't let it go. For the Weather Channel, I'm Scott Newell.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
America loves a fish fry, and at St. Al's Church, they've been doing it right every Friday for years. But you don't have to wait until Friday for fish that taste that good. It's $1.99 Fish and Fries Week at Long John Silver's. We're America's fish fry.
Let's try on a new coat, one that covers better, lasts longer, and protects us from the elements, inside and out. Let's go to the place with the best paint. Take it home for less. Then rock and roll. Let's do the one thing that changes everything. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Ultra Interior with advanced stain blocking starts at $31.98 a gallon.
There's no excuse.
No excuse.
Not even an I forgot excuse. If you need car insurance and you haven't gotten a quote yet from the General, go to thegeneral.com or call us right now.
Thousands
Wilsons do it every day.
And your driving record is no problem. Our rates and payments are low with special discounts to save you money.
So there's no more excuses.
Get an anonymous online quote now. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Red, white, and blue pancakes are under $5. That's about as American as it gets.
What do you mean?
Blueberry pancakes, strawberries, and cream cheese icing starting at just $4.99. Apple pie, watch out.
Welcome to Denny's.
Check.
Uh-huh. No! Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
We're not supermodels. We're trying our best to be role models. We don't jump at the sound of the opening bell because we're trying to make the school bell. Corner booth beats corner office any day. We make the most of our time and our money. 2014 Malibu, highest ranked midsize car in initial quality. The car for the richest guys on earth.
When it's hot outside, it can get dangerously hot inside your car. So this summer, make sure you look before you lock. The Weather Channel proudly supports kidsincars.org in their efforts to implement safety measures to protect our children. For more information and to show your support, go to weather.com/TV today.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, becoming mostly clear after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. It is now coming up on 30 minutes past the hour, and you're tracking more rain and even the chance of flooding again today.
Yeah, we're keeping a close eye on the Big Easy today, and we'll give you the latest forecast for New Orleans in just a moment. But right now, Vivian, you're going to tell us the weather headlines today, and there's some big ones for you.
Oh, yeah, some big ones. The #1 story is the wet conditions we're expecting over the southeast. You know, all of that rain we've been watching over the last couple of days in Texas, well, that system will be moving east, unfortunately, covering much of the southeast through the weekend. But along with the rain and the clouds, there will be a cooler scenario as the temperatures will be held at bay. Over the northeast, just very pleasant conditions we have in store for you. But here we go, anywhere from Louisiana to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, Florida, all heads up for you because tomorrow the rain will be pushing in. But look at these temperatures running 5 to almost 10 degrees below average as well. No caveats whatsoever in your weather picture if you're over the northeast. It is cool enough, it is dry enough, it is sunny enough, absolutely gorgeous across this region. Here's Jennifer with more.
All right, we started off right now with the Big Easy. Yes, it is wet out there. The rain is coming down. You're looking at Jackson Square. Yes, wet times out there for today. And we're also going to see that coming in for the upcoming weekend. So let's show you the forecast across parts of the south. Yes, it is going to be stormy out there. We're talking talking about showers and thunderstorms, not just today, but even all the way through Monday for some parts. Yeah, it's going to be wet out there. You're just going to have to get used to that. Make sure you got a good umbrella out there. Now we show you on the radar lots of storm activity, especially for areas right along the Gulf Coast. You can see for Lake Charles all the way up towards Tupelo, Mississippi. Now we zoom in a bit more because we have these flash flood warnings in effect, and these are going to be in effect for the next couple hours. First one right now for the parishes Iberia, Lafayette, as well as Vermilion. This is until 1 o'clock, and this is because we've seen a tremendous amount of rainfall coming down in a short amount of time. So be careful out there if you're on the roadways. This means you're going to be looking at possibly some flooding out there. So turn around, don't drown. This is what we always say. Another flash flood warning in effect until 2 o'clock, 2:15 Central Time for the parishes Iberia, St. Martin, as well as St. Mary. And then we go up to the north, and we're looking at Tupelo. This one's also a new flash flood warning. This one is until 3 o'clock. You see the counties there. This is for the area just to the west and the east of Interstate 55, just to the south of Oxford. So flash flood watches out there. You get the idea. The dangerous flooding out there as we go through the afternoon. And then we look ahead into the future. Wet times even all the way through Sunday. 1 to 2 inches in the darker shades of green, you can see. And then 2 to 3 for some spots, including parts of Tennessee as well as northern parts of Georgia. So heads up for you. Well, there's much more on Weather Center Live. Alex Wilson and Dave Schwartz are picking things up in 60 seconds. It is Friday.
Yeah, I know. Have a great weekend.
Wait a minute. Happy staycation for you.
Happy staycation or vacation.
Staycation because you're staying.
Vacation. No, I'm not.
You're staying.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, becoming mostly clear after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our
There are millions more in the path of a deadly, monstrous cyclone.
Super Typhoon Ramasoon has already ripped across a Chinese island resort, and now it's slamming into the mainland in northern Vietnam. We'll have expert analysis on this potential catastrophe.
Now in the southern U.S., we're tracking another afternoon of dangerous flash flooding. We're going to show you where the heavy rain bands are developing as it happens.
And one of the cities we need to keep an eye on, New Orleans. We'll tell you what this system will mean for your weekend across the south as well, and the east.
And the east. And the Weather Channel headquarters, you know, that's where we are today.
In the southeast.
In the southeast, Atlanta to be specific. And you, my friend, are watching Weather Center Live. It's Friday, TGIF.
We're excited. We're glad to be here.
We are. Good to have you with us. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. You know, for some, not going to be the greatest weekend, but you can always agree when it's the weekend, doesn't even really matter.
Who cares, right? Bring it on.
Well, forget keeping Austin weird. Today, they're just trying to keep it dry. This is one of several videos we got of overnight flooding in the Texas capital. Some of the worst of it was downtown near all those legendary music clubs. Austin's fire department says much of that water started to recede around 1 a.m. I've always wanted to go to Austin, Dave, because they keep it weird there. It's in their motto. Have you ever been?
I've never been. No, I have a cousin who lives there. Can I say hi to cousin Andrea in Austin, Texas? Yes. Well, I'm glad to say the rain's over. It's still cloudy. It's kind of cool in the 70s in Austin. What a week it's been, huh? We picked up record rain in Austin, 3.5 inches of rain after a record cool high temperature yesterday and low temperature this morning. Cool and wet has been the story here in Texas. Then look at this, Huntsville, north of Houston. We picked up 8 inches last night. Now the threat area, southern Louisiana. How about Lafayette, Louisiana? 4 inches of rain so far today. Here in Houston, we're watching the last showers move out over the bay, over the bay, Galveston Bay. And just a few sprinkles around, otherwise cloudy for the rest of the afternoon rush hour. So if you take 59 or 610 on the southwest side home, just know it'll just be a cloudy day. We shouldn't have any, heavy rain showers. Those are all further east. Southern Louisiana, the heavy rain has just started in New Orleans. We saw the wet streets there. In the French Quarter, Laplace, flood warnings are in effect for Iberia, St. Martin, and St. Mary's parishes. As we get one round of rain, another round moves in. It just goes from heavy to light to heavy. And that's been the story here. Tupelo. And just to the west of Tupelo, look at this area. What if you lived right there? Huh? Hour after hour. That's why the counties of Quitman, Tallahatchie, and Yalobusha are under flash flood warnings. Do not drive through deeply flooded streets. Period. It's dangerous. It takes people out. Flood watches are in effect all the way up to Tunica and southward to Port Orange. So we got some active weather. Where's this going? Slowly east. We'll dry out tomorrow in Louisiana, but stay wet in the Tennessee Valley up to the Atlanta metropolitan area too. Some showers later on today and tonight as an upper level low, which was in Montana 3 days ago, heads its way through the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures at least will be on the reasonable side, but you'll need that umbrella. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you, Dave. I'm actually going to take it over to Atlanta, where it's been a gloomy Friday. We've got the overcast skies. Temperatures in the low 80s. Dew point right now in the upper 50s. That'll continue to rise as we go through the next few days. Stormy south through the weekend. We're going to see rain showers return as well. And for Atlanta, although we've got the moisture in place, we're not going to see the temperatures rise very much because of the clouds and the rain. Tomorrow morning when you're getting up, expect showers out there, so it could be a short walk for the dogs. By 2, 4, 6 hit or miss thunderstorms out there, so they'll be scattered about. Weak jet stream dip far south as we head through the weekend, and we've got that moist flow out of the Gulf of Mexico. Slow moving system that's going to keep the showers and thunderstorms in the forecast throughout the weekend, so not the best weekend for outdoor plans. Tomorrow, best chance of rain in eastern parts of Tennessee. I know there's a lot of hiking trails up there. If you've got plans for that, might need to alter that. Definitely if you hear thunder, get inside. Sunday and Monday, much of the southeast still watching for the scattered thunderstorms. Dave.
Alex, a major typhoon has hit southern China. It's still churning. It's still a major typhoon, Typhoon Ramasoon. Now let's go to hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel live in the Forecast Center. Greg, what can you tell us?
Dave, Ramasoon is marching toward the mainland of China right now. Again, heading toward another landfall in about 6 hours, but it already made one a few hours ago over the province of Hainan, right out in here, and the worst weather came very close, if not right over the big city of 2 million people called Haikou. Right now, according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, this is a 145-mile-per-hour equivalent of a Cat 4 hurricane moving toward the northwest or west-northwest at about 12 miles per hour. And let's go back in time. Look at this spectacular radar imagery. There's Haikou, the big city. Look at the eye and the ring of huge thunderstorms surrounding that. There was winds over 100 miles per hour likely in that eye wall. I'm certain of that. And those very likely moved over Haikou. And it will be interesting to see over the next couple of days if any reports come out of this area of China to see how badly damaged it was, because I imagine it is badly damaged. We rarely get this kind of landfall anywhere in the world anytime. Here is Haikou, the city of Haikou in the province Hainan, China. This is what it looked like prior to the landfall of Ramasoon. I imagine it looks considerably different now. Look at these images. These are unbelievable images right before landfall. So this is, say, 6 to 12 hours ago. There's a visible shot. There's an infrared shot, toggling back and forth. There's the eye, and the huge thunderstorms that surround it lean outward away from the center in what's called a stadium effect. And the very bad winds, the really nasty 100+ mile-per-hour winds, are right in there, sustained winds, and they raked over a good part of that province, unfortunately. It continues to move off toward the west-northwest. It will weaken very quickly over the higher terrain of inland China and Vietnam, and then likely bring some heavy rain along with it. Guys, there's a tropical storm, another one out in the Pacific, but this is in the middle of the Pacific, not so far away from the Hawaiian Islands out here. This is Tropical Storm Wally, a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm, moving generally toward the Hawaiian Islands, but guess what? Good news here, weakening along the way. Dave and Alex, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Postel. Wildfires, another big story because they are raging in the Pacific Northwest.
Right, from tropical downpours to dry wildfires. The effects are being seen hundreds of miles away, especially at sunrise and sunset. Next, the smoky skies that we're seeing in the Midwest.
And it's an event that can melt your shoes and try even the endurance of the best athletes. Ahead, the dangers that have forced the ultra marathon to change course.
Worst morning ever.
Tostassuro.
Best morning ever.
Bom, flaky, gooey, Tostassuro.
As a peach grower, I know the tastiest fruit is the freshest fruit and how to spot that perfect moment of ripeness. I also know that nothing's more important than your reputation. That's why my peaches go to Walmart, so that you always get our freshest peaches, backed by the 100% money-back guarantee.
Recently, I sat myself down to talk things over, sort of a reality check, and I decided I was paying too much for car insurance. So I went online for a fast, anonymous quote from the General. I got the insurance I needed, lowered my monthly payments, and picked my payment due date. I should talk to myself more often.
Get an anonymous free quote for affordable car insurance with low payments and great discounts from the General. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Welcome to Wake Up with Al. I'm Al Roker. First of all, we're looking at wet, windy weather from Boston, New York, D.C. on into Norfolk. Airport delays most likely later today. And then as we move on into tomorrow, we're looking at more rain, more heavy showers, and the threat of some severe weather tomorrow.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, becoming mostly clear after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our
Every Sunday night, we're showing 3 regular guys what it takes to survive.
Fat Guys in the Woods, premiering Sunday, August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Off the couch into the weather.
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit him in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds. Cause the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll discover why we pursue groundbreaking advances in safety. And you'll find our gold standard in the Lexus GX, RX, and ES. This is the pursuit of perfection.
This time of year, you just need some fertilizer with weed control and a spreader to distribute it evenly. It's not rocket horticulture.
Oh, thank you. It's not rocket grilling either, right, guys?
Getting help at ACE is like going to your neighbor. To fight wasps this summer, just visit your neighborhood ACE. Right now, get 25% more Raid Wasp and Hornet Spray for just $2.49 after $2 off instant savings with ACE Rewards Card.
ACE is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here's some video shot overnight of one of the 3 fires burning in central Washington. Now, as of this morning, the small town of Pateros is evacuated. 50 homes around the area are gone. That's just the Carlton Complex fire, which has burned 28 square miles. Now, the Mills Canyon fire is burning 35 square miles, while the Chewaucum Creek is more than 6,600 acres near Stevens Pass. And unfortunately, the dry air continues. Relative humidity in Ephrata, Washington, at 11 in the morning, 10%. Alex, what else can you tell us?
And you know, Dave, we were looking at some of the observations from across the West, even into the Midwest. They are seeing smoke from these fires. The fire threat remains very high in the Northwest. We've got several fires currently ongoing, most of those into the state of Oregon, 3 into Washington, 1 over the border into Idaho. Smoke plumes, though, they're being picked up on the satellite. You can see these just off towards the west of Boise. And as we expand the view, you can see several more smoke plumes as you head further up towards the north. So you see Seattle off towards the west, picking up some smoke plumes there, and then further over towards the east. But as I said, this smoke is spreading across parts of the west. You can see that smoke working into parts of Montana. We're seeing some of that into Wyoming, even throughout parts of the Midwest. Getting over towards the Great Lakes, that's where we've seen that smoke eventually clear towards, and that's why we've seen some of those sunrises be especially colorful with the smoke in the air. Let's take a closer look up into the state of Washington, where you can see some of those smoke plumes eventually carrying off towards the east, that smoke, and that has led to some air quality issues across parts of the West. Air quality alerts are in effect for areas into the state of Washington, also into Idaho, Sandpoint, Spokane, and Washington. Omak also under that air quality alert. Red flag warnings still in play as the fire danger stays high. So parts of Washington, Oregon, even over into Idaho, including around the Pocatello area, you are under that alert. Spokane, tomorrow you're going to deal with gusty winds and very high heat. Once again, that is not going to help to alleviate the fire threat. You can see Sunday, once again, Seattle, western Washington sees the rain, but eastern Washington into Idaho and much of Oregon remain dry. Dave, over to you.
And Alex, you mentioned it, smoke from those fires is traveling hundreds of miles, and we're seeing pictures from as far east as Indiana of what happens with this smoke in the sky and how it diffuses the light. Now, we start in Montana. Look at the smoke outside the National Weather Service in Missoula. Meteorologist Corby Dickerson posted this to Twitter. Farther east, the smoke is more apparent at sunrise or sunset. Wow, how about those colors? Kathy Anderson sent this one in from Montgomery, Illinois, just outside Chicago.
Amazing stuff, getting some cotton candy views. This is Oswego, Illinois. Matthew Crowley posted this to Facebook so you can see just how far east that smoke and that haze is extending.
More photos from Indiana. Check out this smoky sunset at the ballpark in South Bend, Indiana. All right, we see some color
and
there.
And some puddles, too.
And some puddles, right.
And finally, from Milwaukee, a milky sunrise this morning into the state of Wisconsin.
Now, a typhoon is making its mark on China today.
Ramasoon is bringing heavy rains, flooding, even landslides. Where is the typhoon going next? We'll tell you in the Tropical Update. And we want to remind you about our fight to stop a very preventable tragedy this summer, kids dying in hot cars. The group Kids in Cars has a petition asking the White House to support technology that helps alert parents when their kids are left in cars.
To learn more about the petition, head to weather.com/hotcardeaths.
Always good to just have that extra source of reminder or protection, whatever you need.
Right, and support. Hey, a beautiful day in New York City. Doesn't that look like a total mess?
It does. You know, you say it's a beautiful day, yet you don't want to find yourself in the midst of that, do you?
Right. Somehow New Yorkers managed to make their way through that. At least it's a sunny day, it's mild, and it's low humidity.
All right, and we're going to take you to Washington, D.C., where we've got a little bit more cloud cover overhead and a much more peaceful shot, don't we, Dave?
Much more peaceful, right, as we head to the weekend. Hey, hang in there for the forecast, will you? Excellent.
Sonic has like every slush flavor someone could ever want.
That's right. This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
What?
Get colorful with new Sonic slushes, now available with Nerds Candy. This is how you Sonic.
Let's tackle all this with a splash of style. Let's go where they know what matters. Let's do modest budget, major makeover. Let's do we've got this, and a whole lot of look what we did. Then let's sit back and enjoy the view. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. For a limited time, shop our newest vanities starting at just $189.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. Our vegetables are farm-grown and prepared with the passion they deserve. Tangy peppers unite with the sweetness of tomatoes and onions to create our exquisite mesquite barbecue flavor. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
My feet felt so heavy at the end of the day.
They used to get really tired.
Until I started gelling.
I got Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
When they're in my shoes, my feet and legs feel less tired.
It's like walking on a wave.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles.
I'm a believer.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that taking pictures of your belongings helps when you have a claim? Or that Farmers offers a policy that'll replace your car with a new one if it's totaled within the first 2 model years? And that parking near a street lamp deters thieves. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
The most dangerous job on the planet. Storms and rain and lightning. The adrenaline starts running. I make one mistake and I'm dead.
Al Packer Lincoln invites you to our Summer Invitation event. Enjoy Summer Invitation savings on Lincoln's best-selling models. Like a 2014 Lincoln MKX, just $399 a month. or a 2014 Lincoln Navigator, just $599 a month. The Summer Invitation event is going on now at Al Packer Lincoln on Military Trail, home of bottom line windshield pricing. And remember,
before you buy, Price Packer.
When everything's included, the kids get a vacation of their own, and so do we. But when we get together, it's the best time of all.
I can feel it, yeah.
Right now, you can get up to 65% off. Call your travel agent or 1-800-BEACHES.
Call 1-800-515-3441. Online at drstumpgrinder.com.
Only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, becoming mostly clear after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tropical downpours are hitting the Gulf Coast, but no tropical storm development is expected through the weekend. Good to see you, my friend. Dave Schwartz here. The only thing that's organized that's anywhere close to the United States would be Tropical Storm Wally, way out here in the Pacific Ocean. And the state that it's getting closer to is Hawaii. There's Hilo on the Big Island. And here is Tropical Storm Wally. It does, the reds are kind of going away. That indicates, the red indicates cold cloud tops, strong updrafts, heavy showers and thunder showers. Well, it's a 40-mile-an-hour minimal Tropical Storm Wally right now. And it's forecast to weaken. Why? Because of the track that it's going to be taking. It's moving northwest at 12 miles an hour, and it's forecast to remain on a northwest or west-northwest track. That takes it over cooler waters than are typically useful for a tropical system. So we anticipate that this is not going to strengthen anymore, and if anything, weaken. Now, Hawaii has seen hurricanes. Iniki, terrible hurricane. But that stayed south over the warm waters and then hung a right turn, and before it could weaken enough, it was still strong, it hit the western islands of Hawaii. This one's taking a more northerly route and will weaken. They'll get some showers on Sunday and Monday and more humid air, but that's it. No damage. Couple of clusters of showers out here in the tropics and the Atlantic. No development is expected. We've got a cold front that's dipped into the Gulf of Mexico a couple days ago. No development along it. A couple of thunderstorm clusters here in South Texas and Louisiana. No harm, no foul there. Cold front off the East Coast. Upper level low right here. Couple of waves along that front could draw some showers back toward the coast and maybe some wind Saturday night and Sunday morning. So heads up Cape Cod and the eastern edge of Long Island. Otherwise, we're fine. Tropical development, just not around. Excellent. Look at this. This is the typhoon. 145-mile-per-hour winds headed toward the Vietnamese cities of Haiphong and Hanoi after having hit South China. Well, from the tropics to one of the driest places in the world. Alex?
Dave, you know, running a marathon or doing a triathlon, very impressive on their own. Seriously, I give you major props if you can do it. But if you're doing it in the sweltering temperatures of the Southwest, wow. Chris Warren tells us about an annual event that gets running this Monday.
The Mojave Desert, hot, dry, and extreme. Situated in California, Death Valley holds the record for the highest recorded temperature on Earth, a scorching 134 degrees.
Was recorded here at Furnace Creek July 10th, 1913. It's never been broken.
So far this year, temperatures in Death Valley have soared to 126 degrees. But that's not stopping the hardcore group of runners that descend on the area to run in the Badwater Ultra Marathon.
Whatever you do right now, don't start thinking about that 135 miles of scorching highway and 3 mountain ranges in front of you.
But this year's race will likely be different. Because of the extreme temperatures and the potential danger, park officials have suspended all athletic events within park boundaries. Now, for the first time in the Badwater's 28-year history, it's a completely different course, just outside the park's boundaries. But that's not keeping the runners away. These are some of the world's toughest, and some would say craziest athletes. They come to run in the most extreme conditions over 2 days and 135 grueling miles.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm out here doing it.
The pavement's been 202 degrees, so if you wear the wrong shoes, the gel in certain shoes will explode and will literally melt on the pavement.
Many who start this race will not finish. Some of the dangers: dehydration, cramps, blisters, and heat stroke. The participants will train for years for this event.
It's my dream since about 10 years to run that race, and this year I'm lucky that I can do it.
Already billed as the world's toughest foot race, the Badwater could just keep getting battered as temperatures continue to rise in an increasingly warming world.
The kind of extremes that we see here at Death Valley are not normal for the rest of the planet. But what we are finding is that the averages that we have are getting into higher and higher ranges.
I'm meteorologist Chris Warren, the Weather Channel.
Patsy Cline's Crazy would be a good soundtrack to that.
I think so.
Huh?
I can't even run a mile.
The powerful and efficient 5.7-liter Hemi V8 with 22 highway miles per gallon and 395 horsepower.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now.
How far you take it is entirely up to you. Guts, glory, Ram.
Come with me now.
That's smooth. Transform your worn weather deck into a beautiful barefoot-friendly surface with Olympic Rescue It wood and concrete resurfacer.
Who are you talking to?
Olympic Rescue It, from America's most trusted brand since 1938. Available at Lowe's.
You know, your grandfather loved the Grand Slam.
Dad, this is a remix. It's the new Red, White, and Blue Slam.
Same thing.
This has blueberries, strawberries, and cream cheese icing. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, he'd love to say that, too.
Welcome to Denny's.
How long have you had your car insurance?
How long have I had my car insurance? I don't know, 8, 10 years?
I couldn't tell you, but things were a lot less expensive back then.
If you're 50 or over, you should take a new look at your auto insurance. You may be overpaying.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Old policy, old rates.
And thanks to your experience behind the wheel, you might save $404 by switching to the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford. Plus, you'll get benefits that reward your driving record, like our promise that you won't be dropped.
Wait, you won't drop me? Seriously?
That's right, you won't be dropped. And if you know anyone who's been dropped by their insurance company, you know that's a hassle you don't need.
Especially these days.
Plus, you'll get Recover Care, which helps pay for everyday needs like house cleaning, lawn care, and pet services if you're injured in an accident.
So my auto insurance is going to help pay the house cleaning if I'm injured?
Did you say lawn care?
And if I can't walk my dog, they'll help me pay someone to do it for me.
Call the number on your screen to switch to the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford and be rewarded for your experience behind the wheel.
Recover Care, auto insurance that helps take care of me. Now I've seen it all.
You won't drop me, you take care of me as well as my car, and you offer savings to switch. It's unbelievable.
If you're 50 or over, call now to request your free quote.
I'm going to call.
I'm calling.
I'm calling.
I'm calling.
Call the Hartford at the number on your screen to request your free quote. 1-888-516-0184. We'll even send you this free calculator. Call 1-888-516-0184 now. Why wait?
When it's hot outside, it can get dangerously hot inside your car. So this summer, make sure you look before you lock. The Weather Channel proudly supports kidsincars.org in their efforts to implement safety measures to protect our children. For more information and to show your support, go to weather.com/TV today.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, becoming mostly clear after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
It was a horrible night of flash flooding in Austin, Texas. 7 inches of rain fell in one part of the city near the airport. That covered up many roads. Drivers had to be rescued from the high water. And look at that. That was presumably patio dining a few hours earlier.
Right. Problems did not cover all of Austin, with the southern side getting less than a ½ inch of rain from the storms.
Very interesting. We just got an email here at the Weather Channel showing the disparity between the rain the other day. Yeah. And Denton seeing, 11 inches and then around 3/4 of an inch closer to the Dallas area.
I know. Weather really is amazing, isn't it? Hey, thanks for joining us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We want to get an update on an international weather emergency. That's the powerful typhoon that's roaring into China.
Oh, yeah. For an in-depth look at Typhoon Ramasoon, let's go to hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel for the latest on the typhoon.
Dave and Alex, Ramasoon is still a monster. It's marching across the South China Sea, about ready to make another landfall on mainland China. Let's have a look at the latest advisory from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Still tagging it as a 145-mile-per-hour typhoon. It's equivalent of a Cat 4 hurricane. There it is. There's the eye. It moved very close to the city of Haikou on the province of Hainan several hours ago, earlier this morning, bringing very bad weather along with it, along that highly populated region of China. There's about where Haikou is, right there. Now watch the approach. This was last night. Watch the approach of the eye and the ring around it. That's the eye wall, guys. This is the eye wall of a Cat 4 that went right over that populated city of 2 million people. I can only imagine what kind of weather was underneath that eye wall. Very few people on the planet have ever experienced a high-end Cat 4 eye wall. And these people, many of them who lived in Haikou, in this city of 2 million people, experienced it. And I'm hoping to see some images and get some reports out of this area. Unfortunately, I don't think the news will be very good. Let's have a look at a couple of spectacular images from Typhoon Ramasoon, toggling back and forth between the visible shot right there, as you would look down from space, and an infrared shot showing you the big thunderstorms around the eye. There's the eye, the center of circulation, and the thunderstorms that grow upward right around it, they lean outward. That's called the stadium effect. They kind of lean outward away from the center, and around that eye, right around it, is where the strongest of all the winds are, right in here in the inner edge of the eye wall. That's where the winds over 100 miles per hour were hiding in this storm. And fortunately, it looks like it's weakening, at least a little bit on the satellite pictures, but still a potent storm going to bring a lot of rain to inland China and Vietnam in the higher terrain, bringing some flash flooding, no doubt, along the way. Now let's look over the Central Pacific tropical storm Wally, a 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm. There it is. And there are the Hawaiian Islands right in there. And you know what? It's kind of heading toward them, But the good news is, look, it's going to weaken along the way. Probably not be much more than a remnant low over the next several days, probably early next week. Getting very close to the Hawaiian Islands, bringing some unsettled weather, showers and storms, but probably not a whole lot more than that. That's good news. One of the reasons why it's weakening, this is a pretty cool picture. Check this out. There's Wally. And they're the Hawaiian Islands, and each one of these lines is a forecast model of where they think Wally's going to go. But notice that it is going over cooler waters. Underneath here, those shades of green and yellow, those are some water temperatures in the 70s. That is not going to support a tropical system. So that's one of the reasons why Wally, taking a track like this, is weakening toward the Hawaiian Islands. Now, we know it's not going to do it, but if it were to take a track like that, it might have a better shot at surviving. But good news is, guys, it's not. It's going over cooler waters and weakening fairly quickly. Dave, back to you.
Well, good news on that regard, huh? Well, here we are in New Orleans, and that's not flooding. It's just plain old wet streets. We've had some heavy rain go by. You see the clouds in the distance, dark, and we can expect some tropical showers off and on for the rest of the afternoon and tonight. So if you're in town, if you're headed out toward Natchitoches for the Folk Festival, well, you'll need the umbrella, and you'll need a good rental car, too, because it is raining out there, west and north on 55. Look at that heavy rain, gusty winds coming into Gulfport, Mississippi right now, and the rain just off and on, but mostly on southern Louisiana all afternoon. Flood watches are in effect. You saw the flood warnings in green in these little boxes here, and also up in northern Mississippi. The heavy rain is over up in Jasper and back toward College Station, where we had record rains yesterday. This whole mess has moved to the south and east. Pretty much cleared Texas, except for a few showers around Galveston Bay. But here in Lake Charles, we've had over 4 inches today alone. Abbeville getting crushed, Lafayette, Louisiana. All these southern parishes of Louisiana are just getting tremendous tropical downpours. Some gusty winds with them, but it really is the rain here. Iberia, St. Martin, St. Mary Parish. Up in northern Mississippi, it's Quitman, Tallahatchie, and Yalobusha counties, and the flood watches all the way to the Alabama border. Northern Alabama is going to get some heavy rain, and we've seen the rain as far east as Atlanta so far today, and there's more where that came from between now and the weekend. So from the southern Appalachians back to the central Gulf Coast, that's where the heaviest rain is going to be falling in the United States between now and the weekend. Seriously, a lot of this is going to dry up as it heads toward the East Coast over the weekend. You'll have clouds in New York, Philly, Washington, but not much in the form of rain. Southeast, that's a whole nother story. Alex?
That's right, Dave. We are gearing up for a wet weekend. Looking at Miami now, and Dave, we were just talking about how the weather in Miami is pretty darn consistent. Average for today is 91. The record, 95. Right now it's 93 degrees down in South Florida. You can see some of that blue sky as one of those boats prepares to pull out and head out over the water. Stormy south, though, through the weekend, so you always got to check the forecast if you're going to be doing any boating across the Carolinas into Georgia, other spots. And Miami tomorrow, if you want to do any boating, could be tricky in the afternoon. We're going to be watching for thunderstorms through the afternoon, but we will start the day with plenty of sun, so early going to be your best bet for things like boating. Also for any jogging plans. I always like to do that in the morning, though, before it gets too hot. Weak jet stream dip to the far south as we go through the weekend. That moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico still in play. Slow-moving system bringing showers and thunderstorms. So a few days worth of showers and thunderstorms for a lot of spots. I know it's the weekend. It's going to mess up some of your outdoor plans. Maybe if you have some stuff to do inside, though, you want to catch up on going through some stuff around your house. Maybe putting all those photo albums together. Going to be a good weekend for that. We've got scattered thunderstorms across much of the southeast Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday. So gear up for an indoor kind of weekend. Maybe rent some movies before you get home from work tonight. Miami, upper 80s Saturday and Sunday, mid 80s Monday. Dave.
Sounds good, Alex. We move north and we get out of the humidity, and here we are in Philadelphia. Oh, can I have a soft pretzel?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Would you slather yellow mustard on there for me, please?
Whatever you want.
I am in the mood for it. You know, it is 80 degrees outside in Philly. You can see the sun's out. The relative humidity is 30%. That's how comfortable it is. Oh, my gosh. 79 in New York, just as comfortable everywhere in the Northeast. I'll tell you, we have a complaint line at the Weather Channel. It's the 1-900-KVETCH line. we haven't had one call from the Northeast. Not even from that Nudnik in New Haven. Huh? Look at that. Beautiful. I'm loving it. Aren't you just... Oh. Well, we have the front offshore. That's the cold front. High pressure is going to hang in for the weekend, but on the edges of the Northeast, we'll have some clouds and showers in western Pennsylvania and also right along the coast. Even Saturday night on Long Island, don't be surprised to see a shower. Otherwise, it's more of the same. Comfy. Alex?
That looks good, Dave. Well, the Weather Channel is getting some publicity this week. Even Jimmy Fallon is talking about us. You'll see why in just a few minutes. Hey, Jimmy.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees under cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 89. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, becoming mostly clear after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
Okay, buddy, aim it at us. There you go.
So, it's KFC night. Yay!
Last week we hosted.
Yes, this week the kids invited us to their place.
Sorry I was late. I had a little trouble with the rope ladder.
He fell twice. But look at all this food we got.
Yeah, we got this delicious KFC meal, and they threw in 2 extra sides for free. For free. And I love what you've done with the drapes.
Are those your bed sheets?
This time of year, you just need some fertilizer with weed control and a spreader to distribute it evenly. It's not rocket horticulture.
Oh, thank you. It's not rocket grilling either, right, guys?
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor. To fight wasps this summer, just visit your neighborhood Ace. Right now, get 25% more Raid Wasp and Hornet Spray for just $2.49 after $2 off instant savings with Ace Rewards Card.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Bridgestone tires perform best when you need it most. Like when golf commentator David Faraday is on his way to work. Let's go. David has the Bridgestone Turanza tires.
I know we drive.
Engineered with Serenity technology to absorb road noise for a quiet ride.
So quiet. Is this a golf whisper? No. This is a golf whisper.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, discover the gold standard of luxury hybrids with the most complete hybrid line of any luxury automaker, including the fuel-efficient CT and ES hybrids. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Honey, we need to talk.
We do. I took the trash out.
I know, and thank you so much for that. I think we should get a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
Right now?
Whether you're new to Medicare or not, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. It's up to you to pay the difference. So think about an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement insurance plans, they help cover some of what Medicare doesn't pay and could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now.
With a Medicare Supplement plan, you'll be able to stay with your doctor.
Oh, you know, I love that guy. These types of plans let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, and there are no networks.
You do your push-ups today?
Prepare to be amazed. Don't wait. Call today to request your free decision guide and find the AARP Medicare Supplement plan to go the distance with you. Go long.
We here at the Weather Channel are so excited about a new show that is debuting this weekend. It's already on my TiVo.
It's called Weather Geeks. Now, that's a show that's made for me, I can tell you that. It debuts at noon on Sunday.
And we're happy to have the show's host with us here today.
That's right. He's Marshall Shepard, director of the University of Georgia's Atmospheric Science Department.
And he's also past president of the American Meteorological Society, so we couldn't think of a better guy to, step into this role.
Hey, maybe so.
You're a weather geek, too, just like us.
Since 6th grade. I mean, I've loved talking about weather since 6th grade, so this really is a natural to come on and talk about it every week on the Weather Channel.
You're a man after my own heart,
Absolutely.
Dr. Shepard, I'll tell you. Now, Weather Geeks, I can kind of get a sense of what that might be like. What are you guys going to be doing?
Yeah, we're just going to talk weather. It's a Sunday talk show format similar to Meet the Press, but we're talking about contemporary weather issues, things like the polar vortex or the drought or the devastating typhoon that has hit parts of China.
Things that real-life meteorologists are probably talking about around their own offices.
Absolutely, and in social media. If it's trending in social media, we'll probably be talking about it too.
Excellent.
So you'll tackle some of the controversial issues that are out there?
If it's dealing with the atmosphere, we're going to talk about it, whether that be storm chasing, which we'll be talking about on Sunday, the hype and social media. I'm sure we'll get into some other controversial topics, at least in some people's mind, like climate change. So we're not going to shy away from anything, and we're going to have top-notch guests from the weather community.
And because of all that awesome stuff, the show's actually been getting a lot of buzz, including from NBC's Jimmy Fallon.
Have a look.
Love the Weather Channel, right? I love the Weather Channel.
He was doing his monologue last night.
Right.
And then he kind of gave other shows that we might do. America's Got Humidity, I think, would be perfect this time of year, right? Satellite Night Live.
Right. He was actually talking about the Weather Channel and some shows that we have coming on.
Right, keeping up with cumulus formations.
Yeah,
you'll be Kim, obviously.
I'll be Kim.
You'll be the version of Kim Kardashian.
Right.
But no, Weather Geeks, we're super excited about it. It's the first one of our upcoming shows. It's obviously the one that we're most excited about.
And we're so excited, we want to have you take part in a segment that Alex and I do every day called Top 5 Videos.
Oh, let's do it.
Are you up for it?
Absolutely.
Let's hit it.
Sure.
All right, time for our Top 5. Let's take a look at some amazing weather videos around the world, and we're going to count them down 5 to 1, so let's start with 5.
Okay, number 5, a day at the lake brings an interesting sight, a surprise water spout.
Wow. Check it out.
How about that, Dr. Shepard?
Oh, wow, that's nice. Yeah, having been to school at Florida State University, Florida gets its share of water spouts, so often get questions about those, how they're different from the tornadoes we see out in the Midwest.
Sure.
Yeah, they're related, but different.
Very interesting
Number 4 is flooding in Austin last night. Rainwater flooded the streets around University of Texas, where the area was pelted by showers and storms.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've been right on that street. We had the AMS meeting there last year, the
American Meteorological Society.
And that's a happening town, so they had to clear a lot of people out, or the water did it.
Yeah.
Now, this is Typhoon Ramasoon. Continue its deadly rampage, slamming into southern China as one of the strongest typhoons to hit the country in a decade.
Yeah, and I mean, I just saw one tweet that suggests it may be the strongest typhoon to hit China ever, some recorded record. We're still verifying that, but I just saw a tweet before we came in.
And if so, maybe we'll have that on Weather Geeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like to think
Video number 2. Yesterday we showed you a giant mystery hole in Russia. Well, that seems to have appeared out of nowhere. Now Russian scientists are saying the 200-foot wide crater you see here could be the result of changing temperatures.
Yeah, I just don't know much about that yet, but it's certainly plausible.
Yeah.
As of a few days ago, I know they had no idea, no hypothesis. So this temperature theory, that's frankly a new one to me, but I'll need to take a look at that.
That's something maybe you guys could tackle.
Sure, we'll tackle it on Weather Geek, sure.
Okay.
And number 1 is an engineer driving to Raleigh, North Carolina last night. Well, he took this video. a falling meteor right on the dash cam of his car. There it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
Lasts about 3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we as meteorologists don't study meteors, but a lot of the public thinks we do. But that's really an intriguing video.
It really is. Dr. Marshall Shepard, so glad to have you. We'll be watching on Sunday.
Thank you for having me.
Weather Geeks, noon Eastern time this Sunday.
Well, it's pretty cool for a lot of the country this week. Now it's starting to warm up to the dog days of summer again.
Well, did you know the dog days of summer has nothing to do with our best friends? I like to it does. Oh, he's so cute.
Of course it does.
It does. Look at that one. He's saying it's July. Well, we've got the real meaning of the phrase in just a few minutes. I hope we have more puppy video, too.
Oh, yeah, the puppy days. Here's a look at New York City. Sun is shining. I think they're building a new tickets booth down there.
They must be doing.
Square.
They're always doing something.
Let's try on a new coat, one that covers better, lasts longer, and protects us from the elements, inside and out. Let's go to the place with the best paint. Take it home for less. Then rock and roll. Let's do the one thing that changes everything. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Ultra Interior with advanced stain blocking starts at $31.98 a gallon.
Don't just visit New York. Visit TripAdvisor New York. With millions of reviews, TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods. Are you serious? Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Premiering August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready? Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees under cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy. Tonight, isolated thunderstorms early, becoming mostly clear after midnight. Low 76. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our
At Panera Bread, our new flatbread sandwiches may be flat. The flavors are anything but. So whether it's taste inspired by the freshness of the Mediterranean or the smoky spice of the Southwest, or bold, adventurous Thai flavors, you always get flavor that's anything but flat, and always with chicken raised without antibiotics. New flatbread sandwiches from Panera, each 360 calories or less. Try one today.
Find your Panera Bread favorite and share with us. Hashtag Panera Faves.
Break the ice with breath-freshening, cooling crystals. Icebreakers.
We're not supermodels. We're trying our best to be role models. We don't jump at the sound of the opening bell because we're trying to make the school bell. Corner booth beats corner office any day. We make the most of our time and our money. 2014 Malibu, highest ranked midsize car in initial quality. The car for the richest guys on earth.